Though we are learning theoretical concepts, but there is always a room for us to look at how practically our concept is working through the demo. Demo is a demonstration of our theoretical learning, seeing them in practical, isn't it? Thanks for you all for joining today's demo. Welcome to Maths Bridge. We train and you can learn. We shall continue our C programming learning. Let's get started today's demo. Folks, please do visit us at our YouTube channel Maths Bridge. I think you are already subscribed to the channel. If you have not, please do subscribe the channel and then support us. Thank you and then happy learning. Here is our today's agenda. Here is the recap of what we studied in previous class. Regarding the constant, there are the few pointers that you can recap. We also looked at difference between the constants and variables in brief note. Probably you can skim through and then recap what we discussed from the previous session. Alright, now let's get into the demo. Let's quickly work with me for demonstrating demo of all the concept that we learned so far. The first example where we are using preprocessor directive like as defined, pi value defined. So this is like a preprocessor and hence I am not going to use a semicolon. If I use a semicolon, it is going to actually create a compiler error for you. If you want to give a try, just to give a try by compiling and then run it, it throws an error. So what you do, like you just take out that comma and then recompile and run it, it should run. So what you understand from this example is that the as defined phi is as a preprocessor statement which is going to be replaced during the preprocessing stage. Preprocessor stage is like a prior to the compiler, right? So preprocessor look for like all the as defined constants in the program and replaced with this value and then made it ready for the compiler to compile the code and then make an executable statement. Got it? This is fine. So let's look at the next statement, next example. What we are trying to demonstrate in this case here, rather than using like a preprocessor directive, can we use variable? Yes, we can create any data variable as a constant by using a constant keyword, right? So I have pi value as a float data type of defined as a constant with assigned value to it. This is also similar like a as defined, wherein now you are actually replacing this value during the compilation time, not a preprocessor time. That is a one glitch because these are variables. What you do, like you can compile this code and run it, you will see that output exactly the same thing, right? The only difference is now this replacement is actually takes place during compilation time rather than pre-processing stage. Okay, clear? Very good. So now move on to the next example. Let me go to third one. What we are trying to actually prove here, right? So if you can compile this code and then run it, you will get an output. What we are trying to demonstrate in the case 3 as if I was actually trying to modify the constant variable, what would happen to me, right? That's what it is. So ideally speaking, by definition, it is not let you do that because it constant keyword means is a read only variable. So the variable will become like a read only. You are locked the variable, not let others to modify it. That's the intention. Let's prove. Okay, let me compile and run this code and then it catch me. See, the error is because what we got is like a read only variable cannot be modified. Great, because that I could see is a line number 16, which is what I can see as a red mark on line number 16. This is evidenting that constant variables are not going to be modified, or let me put this way, it is not let you modify. Got it? Okay, great. So what we will do now, So we will move on to the next problem statement. Next case. What is this case we are trying to demonstrate in this case? Okay, let's try compile first and see what would be the output. Compile and run. I got some output, but is it right or wrong? Yeah, it looks like I don't have a constant value, and then my area of circle also zero. It doesn't make sense, right? I have a radius, though I should supposed to get a area of circle. Is there any way that we can get a zero area of the circle when we have a radius? So you have to find out an error. Where would be the error is now? Got it. So okay, in line number 5, you are not initialized the value per the pi, but I'm trying to use that value in the program. That could be the issue. Okay, let me assign the value do in the main program. Okay, so let me compile this code and see what happens. Great. So do you see what is happening here? In line number 12, you got a error stating that boss, this variable is a read-only memory, but you are trying to initialize. So it is not let you to do that. You know what I am trying to tell you here? During the declaration of constant variables, you must have to initialize it. Otherwise, it is not let you assign any value right after declaration done. That is what is happening here. So the ideally speaking, what you have to do, you have to put this value during the initialization by itself. Declaration, during the declaration you have to initialize the constant variables, and then you take out this now, and then compile, then it produces the right output. Do you see now? Instead of area of circle as a 0, now you get some kind of a meaningful value. So these are the kind of like cases that you have to remember, like working with like constants. So constants are two ways that you can define a preprocessor directives, and then constant variables, and then the few rules that we discussed. Got it? Great. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on bell icon, and leave the comments. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to upcoming sessions.